Sponsored by Backyard Games.
What's up everyone, it's my Yard here. Time to do that comparison video I was talking about with the Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan, Wrestlemania 6. Obviously, if your blind is bad, you can tell that WWE 2K14 is on the left and 2K15 is on the right hand side. Yes, indeedy. Hindsight, I should have made the entrance for Ultimate Warrior happen at the same time, but I started from when the game completely started, which proves that they've obviously made the intro a little bit longer in 2K14 over its 2K15 counterpart. Very strange there. And you can see it great for loading times and everything else as well. It makes sense though, to an extent, but I haven't edited the footage together. The 2K15 entrances and cutscenes are slightly longer. They've put a lot more thought, a lot more dedication into this one, because in the 30 years of Wrestlemania, it was a big, massive letdown because they had some Wrestlemania moments which led to nothing. This sort of version in the Ultimate Warrior pack is a lot better and actually equates to an actual match and not just a random fusion of rubbishness, if that's the end all of any word. He does look in 2K15 a bit too old compared to his 2K14 counterpart. I think it's just the type of era it is. Don't get me wrong, graphically 2K15 is incredible looking. They made it a lot darker in 2K14 as well, a lot more darker. You can just tell by lightness and the darkness and everything of that nature that they really did do a lot of things. And of course the entrance, they both finished at the same time, but the entrance was a lot longer for 2K15. You know, the t-shirt being torn and everything. You see here they put title for title on 2K14, but focus more on the entrance, the title belts. Much different setup as well. You see the referee grabbing the belts already in left, but the belts are still on them on the right in 2K15. They are. It's pretty common sense. I had to stop the footage there because this cutscene for 2K15 lasts a lot longer. Referee checks everything. If everything's good, everything's glad, everything's hunky-dory. The ultimate stare down. Yeah, take your belts off, guys. Take your belts off. Take them off. Come on. Title for title. That's one belt. That's two belts. Stare down. Big massive stare down. Shows off the belts while they're beside. Don't put the camera on them. Just ring the bell straight away. And then you get into this lovely shoving match. Doesn't appear in 2K14 whatsoever. You just pretty much start into a big massive open-ended match. And because it's been a while since I played 2K14, you forget how fast paced it is compared to 2K15 on the Xbox One and PS4. It's so much quicker and insanely, it is insane actually, just to see how powerfully quick it is. You don't pay attention to it. Sorry, I'm blowing into the mic. I'm not trying to. Rubbish mic, because I'm doing this at home at the minute. Now, there we go. I could cut into the cutscene. Now, they show you all the objectives on 2K14, but on 2K15 they just do it as it happens. And you'll see when the first cutscene comes up what I mean. There's a couple of cutscenes which make no sense, and then in 2K14, because nothing happens when the referee gets knocked over. But there's actually some proper scenes in 2K15 where you see why it happened, how it happened, and everything. Because if you've never seen the match before, which I hadn't, not the full match anyway, when I saw 2K14, it made no sense to me when I saw it. Is the Irish whip? Here we go. This is from an earlier moment. The double clothesline, both people down, which coincidentally does not appear on the 2K15 version. Even though this moveset is roughly this, it's pretty much identical, bar a couple of things in 2K15 compared to 14. The punches in the ground, gorilla presses. They're given an extra one and an extra splash as well. It's strange what they do with the game. I'm glad. Don't get me wrong. I am glad they've updated stuff. And obviously they use a lot of accessories and stuff as well. You see, sort of semi-flawlessly, wow, to an extent, into the cutscene. Shoulder tackle. I'm going to try again, are we? No, we're going for this long cutscene here. Which again, most of the match is actually is cutscenes when you get down to it on 2K15. That's not a bad thing. I mean, you got some quick time events with the Wrestlemania moment, or 2K Showcase mode as it's called now, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that if it tells a story, but I don't like a match that's all that. At least this match does put some effort in, because the previous two matches were terrible. Terrible for storyline purposes to put into a game. Fine as a storyline, but actually in the game, no, it doesn't work. Doesn't work. You might as well just give it one giant cutscene, call it Metal Gear Solid. Yeah, I went there. I really did go there. I apologise for the rubbish terms and gameplay on there, because really I was just trying to get through the cutscenes as quick as possible for comparisons. And surprisingly, I got fairly close on terms of times as well between the two matches. Wasn't intentional by any stretch of the imagination. It was really hard to activate the 2K14 cutscenes. And you'll see a bit later on where, when we get to the final scene where you see the Hulk up and everything, the big boot and leg drop, 2K14 Hulk Hogan actually counters the splash. Because they turn the cutscene off. Right, here's the Irish whip. Duck down. And he knocks out the referee. I had to cancel the pin as well, because I don't think he would have kicked out. And as you see on the right hand side, you see the cutscene. Warrior. For the Ultimate Warrior. Doing the dive downs, the axe handles, trying to be Macho Man. And I don't think we've came across the double knockdown yet. Although I was trying to activate it by pins or just grapples or something like that. And there was slow motion as well for the pin counts, which I didn't understand. I was trying any way to try and get to that point, because it makes sense for the ref to be down, you try and get the pinfalls and everything like that. And the ref wasn't down, so you can count the pin. Makes sense, but on the 2K14 it just didn't equate to anything. Like, come on, there we go. So here's the cutscene here, argues with the ref, and it's Hulk Hogan that knocks the ref down. Two different stories, yes. But that's all that happens, and then you just have to wait till the ref gets up before you can do anything else. And the ref gets up fairly quick. But you see, there's still the cutscene, the referee is still down. Stupid. And in 2K14, when it says you hit the gorilla press and then pin within 10 seconds, he pinned with the splash, he didn't pin with the gorilla press. Continuity. I know. Shouldn't be criticising it so much. You know what, I'll criticise it a lot. I do prefer it on 2K15. They did a hell of a lot better job. I think they realised they sort of flummoxed it with the 30 years of WrestleMania mode in the year before. Just there was no, you didn't feel anything. You do feel a bit when it's focusing on one aspect. But I hope they don't do any showcase mode next year. Oh yeah, we saw, just by pure coincidence, we get the cutscene at roughly a cutscene at roughly the same time. Not the cutscene, we get the Hulk up at the minute. Which you'll understand why it happened. It should have ended at this point for the control moves. You see, he's hulking up. Maybe I should have split the time so it was exactly the same. But the animations are different between the two. It's quite evident when you get down to it. And again, it's still a lot darker in 2K14 and very shiny in the 2K15 scenery. He's poking his finger, hitting it and hitting it. If you fail, by the way, you just fall to the mat by the punch. You don't which is weird. There's the big boot. And then here comes the leg drop, which you miss. And he doesn't go for the splash, you just happen to get the splash as a finisher. And then I turn him over, and Hulk Hogan counters. Defeats the whole purpose of recreating that scene. See, the referee is more into it as well on the cutscene with 2K15. It's Hogan up. Because of this, Hogan looks a bit better. Animation looks a bit better. Goes for the punch. Doesn't do the instant point. Sort of hesitates a bit. And now you get the punches. And the second punch. And the third punch. Hits the big boot. Then you're going to get the 2K showcase cutscene. Dodge it. And then hit the splash. And go for the pin. And somehow, pure coincidence, I get the pin roughly the same. And Hogan does try to kick out on the splash in real life in the match. So you see that in the cutscene. Now I cut it a little bit here for the end sequence because I want to see if there was any real difference between the cutscenes, and I don't think it is. I think it's just the lighting and everything and the camera angles have been changed. I don't think they've changed much to the actual animations. I think it's pretty much exactly the same. It's pasted in. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it looks a lot crisper and a lot better. What do you think, guys, of the comparison? Did you prefer the 2K15 version? I would say you would out of the two. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more 2K15 goodness. You'll see also here Hogan there, but no Hogan there. Was that just a random bug? I don't know. Thanks very much for watching, guys. We'll see you later. Look at all that pyro. Bye bye now.